What's up, guys? It's been a while since we made a video, but we were coming at you with some hopefully very pertinent, very timely nutrition holiday kind of ball of information coming all together. So to kick it off, Dan, what would you say is, in a nutshell, the biggest obstacle thing that you are dealing with trying to help people through their nutrition for the holidays?
There's this idea that we have all these events that we're going to attend, and that almost inherently means that we're going to make poor decisions for nutrition, or that we have to just indulge in everything that's around us, which also comes with the stigma of, if I do that, then I'm bad and I shouldn't even bother. And the truth is, like, you don't need to miss events. You don't need to not indulge at those events and enjoy yourself. The key is, as we've talked about before, is if your lifestyle in general, 80-20 rule, 80% is you being conscious and being mindful of your nutrition, making pretty relevantly decent choices that keep you in the range of your goals and have you going to the gym steadily, the impact of these small events on your well-being in general is microcosmic.
Right, yeah, and I'm in that place personally right now. So I mean, we can, I guess, use myself as sort of a guinea pig here for this dialogue. So, you know, pretty much like 8 to 10 months out of the year, I stay pretty lean, pretty fit, pretty, you know, things are going well, my conditioning is going well. And really, the last month has been, I mean, I'm dealing with a bunch of like random little annoying things, but nutritionally, I've been like, I'm getting by. And I know that once we get through the holidays, it's just back on track. It's not that big of a deal. So I'm just in damage control. I went to a holiday party. I ate the cookies, consumed the alcohol, and it was like, yeah, this is in passing. This is temporary. But I think, you know, the next layer to that for me personally is that I have a lot of experience cycling through that and knowing that, look, I'm not going to the beach. I don't have anything I'm training for. I don't have any competitions coming up. So this is literally the least important time for me to be on point, and I'll be on point in a couple of weeks, you know, next month or so. So it's whatever. But I also know, like, I'm not sliding into oblivion. So establishing a middle ground sounds, it's harder than it actually sounds. But with practice, you know, you can kind of get there, and it's like, I don't know, I just kind of shrug my shoulders at it and be like, yeah, it's bad now. It'll be better later. Yeah. Whatever.
And the truth is, like, guys, this moment in time or these couple of weeks, it's never should be defined as doing bad. Like, it's actually positive. You're celebrating, you're enjoying time with family and friends.
100%.
These are the moments where you kind of let go so that you rebuild that battery of whatever willpower or whatever discipline you need to consistently keep you in a nutritional mind frame that has you in an upward trend of benefit and just accumulating more fitness. So you almost got to look at this as like a recharge of the battery.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and does that mean, you know, for those of us that work in an office, sure, it seems like every day someone's sending you a package of like these delicious
somebody's birthday every single goddamn day.
Something. You know, you manage that. You bring in things that, you know, if the company lunch is combined with a company breakfast, which is combined with a company dinner, like maybe you bring in your lunch, and instead of doing the lunch, you have what you brought in. Maybe your snacks, you know, you brought in your yogurt or whatever. So there is a balance there within the balance that you're trying to find for the long term.
Right.
So it's not just a...
Absolutely, and I think that comes to the next point is sort of, okay, so we set the general tone. So the next couple of minutes is, okay, what are some specific strategies that people can employ to find a middle ground, do damage control, not be like, oh, I missed out on the holidays and I've got my six-pack all to myself, but I was totally miserable the whole time, and like, oh man, I gained 20 pounds. You're like, not doing either of those and just being like, let's just survive the holidays, just get through this and just have fun and just whatever. And then come January, we're good. We're back on track.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times when I talk to my clients, I try to tell them most of the events are in the evening.
Yeah.
So if you have an evening event coming along, and you know, generally evening events tend to be very carbohydrate dense, very alcohol dense. So that's high calorie, high carbohydrate. During the day, make sure that most of your intake comes from lean protein. It comes from good healthy fats, your nuts and seeds, some avocados. you're drinking a lot of water. You know, you're just getting yourself to a point where you feel good and refreshed for the day.
Yep.
When you get to that point at the end of the night, if you looked at it, let's say from a caloric standpoint, you're probably going to be at a place where when you indulge that evening, you'll just be at baseline for whatever it is that your body requires for that day to keep you sustained. When it comes to like desserts and things like that, you know, a lot of people like to practice the rule of like take 3 bites.
Yep.
Because they say scientifically, if you take 3 bites of a dessert, at that point in your brain, that's when it receives the signals of that enjoyment, of the pleasure. Your dopamine's released. You got the treat. After that, see if you can.
After
step
that,
away.
it's like, I need to finish this. I'm like, suffering through.
Right.
So to build on that, I'm very much a huge proponent of that. Of like, I'm going to sample, taste, and enjoy. Right? Because all of these things, what is the point? It's like, treats and fun things and interactions with family and friends. So interact with your family and friends and enjoy the taste of the treats. But it shouldn't be viewed as like, I can't enjoy family, friend socialization time unless I have a piece of pie. Like, that almost doesn't make sense, right? Mm-hmm. So it's in this case, quite literally having your cake and eating it too. Mm-hmm. I've got a great one for alcohol, which is drink nice, expensive drinks, whiskey, Manhattan, this and that. First of all, you will not want to pay $15 more than once or twice for the nice Manhattan, but you'll tend to savor it a little bit. You can't just slam it down. And you'll tend to drink fewer of them, as opposed to Bud Light, please, and you're 15 deep, and that's like a pretty easy place to fall into, as opposed to, I had 2 really nice, enjoyable cocktails. Mm-hmm. So for me personally, I've always hedged towards, I'm going to drink nicely so that I don't drink a lot. That has always been a strategy for me.
That's funny. I don't think I've looked at it as a strategy, but that's exactly what happens because I like really nice tequilas.
Yep.
And I'm not going to be taking shots of.
Exactly.
It's not salsa.
Right.
So,
Right.
But on the topic you touched on in terms of like, we are hanging out with family, we're enjoying everybody's time together. Let's be honest, folks. Sometimes hanging out with family is the root cause of why we overindulge, and not necessarily because everyone's crazy uncle shows up, but because even coworkers, I've been getting a lot of stories, and listen, I've experienced it myself. You almost get health shamed into overindulging.
Yeah.
And that's
the worst.
That's the worst, and it's weird. We could talk about all day about where that comes from psychologically, but it happens to all of us.
Oh, yeah.
And the truth is, we, as humans, we are very much social creatures, so it's very tough on us to try to upset the herd.
Yep.
So anytime someone makes us feel ostracized, even for doing something that's beneficial to us, it hits us in a way that's odd and makes us want to then do what everyone else is doing, even if it's bad.
That's why I love the drinking nicely thing, because if I hold on to the same cocktail or 2 for the whole night, I satisfy all my criteria and I avoid being health shamed into, Mr. Fitnessy guy, not even gonna have 1 drink. Be like, no, I'm enjoying this
bro,
wonderful
have this beer
Manhattan.
with me. Come on, bro, have this beer.
But like, this Manhattan is so good that I muddled all the oranges and sugar and shit into it, and I don't know. That's my strategy anyway to avoid that. I haven't found a way with food because it's just like never ending with the food. But
I mean, to be honest, like, this is easier said than done.
Sure.
But again, if you take a step back for a moment, and even if that means you literally take a step back and like walk up to the bathroom or something,
sure.
If you take a step back and you put yourself in a position, you go, why would someone make fun of me?
Yeah.
Or call me out for not having that donut that's sitting there,
sure.
And bringing in my cottage cheese or whatever. That is a them issue.
Right.
You are literally doing something that's really good for you.
Yep.
You should exude nothing but like confidence and sort of like, I don't want to say power, but it's powerful. And live with that. Like, own it. Like, and feel good about yourself. That, again, I know it's much easier said than done, but like, know that, hold up the mirror to the other person, and you have no reason whatsoever to fall into that trap.
Yep. Actually, I do have a good kind of one-liner for that, because in an office setting, it's unbelievable. There's always somebody's birthday or like their cousin's bar mitzvah. There's always like a cake there for some reason. And be like, oh, you want a piece of cake? I'm like, no, I'm good. And they're like, what? You don't want a piece? I'm like, I've had cake before. And it's sort of like, It's like, dude, it's just a shitty Safeway cake. Like, well, I'm not missing anything. It's just a piece of stupid cake that is factory made by, like, it's not an amazing special cake that I've never had before.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I've had cake before.
Yeah.
And it's just like, people are like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've had probably exactly that one at a 7-year-old's birthday.
Right.
You know. So
And
that,
during
that's
these
good.
holidays, it's like, and I'll probably have it on Sunday at the next event that I'm at, so I'm
Yeah, exactly.
cutting it off right now. I'll use an example for myself. You know, last Friday, I talk about this at the gym all the time. I packed up my stuff from my office and I'm kind of done with commuting and doing work in the city. And my neighbors were doing they were caroling around the neighborhood, and it ended at someone's home with beer and pizza.
Yeah.
I felt really good about this being the last day that I'd have to commute, and even prior to getting there, I told myself, yeah, I'm gonna have some beers, and I'm gonna have some pizza, because this is a really big celebratory day for me.
Yep.
And I had no qualms. I had my 2 beers, I had 3 slices of pizza, and that felt fantastic, and it was my choice, and it was also revolved around, I've been on a cut recently, so it's been revolved around me holding it down for several weeks on end. So there was literally no guilt whatsoever.
Yep.
It was my choice, and I knew that the next day, I actually think I went to the 9 o'clock class on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, I'll be at the gym on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yep.
I'm not, just so people get an understanding of the fact that the way we work nutrition, it's always adjustable, and it's always a conversation. It's not me telling people this is exactly what you're going to do.
Sure.
Many people who are on my program, is really funny, ended up being at the point where they were going into a cut right now during the holidays.
Yep.
And almost to a man, I had a conversation with everyone and said, given that it's the holidays and it's not the most opportune time for a cut, why don't we continue in the place that we're at now, which is usually a baseline keeping people weight stable.
Yep.
And when 1 comes around, we'll hit that cut on the ground running, straight up. So just to let you guys know, these things are not set in stone. It's not black and white. This is, again, a lifelong habit forming sort of practice of being nutrition savvy and just learning. It's guidance and it's educating. It's not just me saying, you must do this.
Yeah. Just getting a little better every day, just trying to build better habits and just ratcheting up slowly but surely, accepting the downfall and then building yourself back up so that the trend is slowly but surely heading in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we could probably cut it off there. Just some nice back on track ramblings with getting the videos going again, and hopefully some helpful nutrition advice, some hopefully timely, pertinent, getting you through the holidays. As always, we're here for you to support you. Dan's here for you with all your nutrition stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that's helpful.
Right,
and we're gonna try and go weekly with nutritional stuff to help you guys on your way. Thanks for watching.
See ya.